Hello, truth seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, today let's talk about negative mind. It's good to talk about the negative mind because everybody is going through it, isn't it? And when the negative mind resurfaces, notice we start to think a lot. And from thinking a lot, there's a stress, there's a further conflict, and more specifically, there's a fear. And when the fear comes in, there's more stress. There's further entanglement in this negative flow. So, to overcome the negative mind, it's good to face the negative mind and investigate the negative mind. Definitely, everybody is trying to overcome. There's some level of effort is there to overcome the negative mind. But when you reflect on your life, how you have been doing your part to overcome the negative mind, you know how successful you are in eliminating the mind, isn't it? And definitely you are successful momentarily, but the negative mind is keep resurfacing again and again when you are going through certain experience in life, isn't it? And that's the truth. Until we deal with the issue and figure out why there's a negative mentality in the first place and figure out the root cause of the negative narration and eliminate the root altogether, the negative mind will resurface again and again. And every time the mind resurfaces, there is a fluctuation in life. And when the fluctuation comes in, the clarity dissolves. And from there, more forceful movement will come in. And the forceful movement is coming because of the fear. Ultimately, it all comes down to fear. And here, definitely you are trying, you're putting your effort. Most of you are putting the effort to eliminate the negative mind, especially when you're aligned with the spirituality, you are doing some work. The reason to be part of the spirituality is to overcome the negative mind, isn't it? Negative mind means the fear. Because of the fear we associated with the spirituality, so we can live our life fearlessly. But after aligning with the spirituality, you can see that you're still failing to overcome the negative mind, isn't it? Why? Because what you are doing right now is adding further layers in your mind as a positive perspective and positive action. And positive thinking and positive action definitely gives you the positive result. But what we don't realize, the reason for positivity is because of the fear. The whole positive flow is coming from the place of fear in the first place. And until we investigate the deeper reasoning behind our action, until we see the truth behind our action, then the limitation is always going to resurface. And that's why the positivity without the truth doesn't work. Positivity is simply some sort of byproduct of the truth. And when you align with the byproduct, it seems like it's working. Example is when you align it with the meditation, especially when you associate with the spirituality. There is a meditation, right? And in the meditation, what do? You invite technique, isn't it? You're focused on something, so you don't have to focus on the issue. And when you are focused on particular layer, definitely when you're doing the work, it helps you to forget your issue. You also feel you see the result of calmness of the body, calmness of the mind coming in from the practice. And you also know that it's momentary, isn't it? When you're doing it, yes, you are blocking everything. But you're done with the meditation, and then you have to be back in the world. And when you're back in the world, the issue starts to resurface again. Especially when we are back in the world, we will experience the conflict again. We experience the fear again. Why? Because the world is a preference. The world means the people. We have to associate with the people, and you have a certain preference. The world has a certain preference, and most of the time, the reason for the conflict, a negative thinking, is because of the differences in preference, isn't it? So the fight is there after the meditation, after the spiritual session. And when you see the temporary benefit of meditation or any spiritual practice, you start to prolong that practice. And after some time, that practice is already a conditioning in you. And every time there's a conflict resurface, what happens is you remember to breathe. You remember to control yourself. You remember to meditate. Okay? Basically, when you are, when there's a conflict, the issue, trying to meditate, trying to control yourself, isn't that an act of resistance to the issue that is there in the first place? Isn't that creating a boundary, creating a seal to protect yourself? And when the protection is there, who is protecting? The ego self is protecting. The ego self is missing the natural flow of things. We basically not understanding the ups and downs that is present in the world and within. So the boundary doesn't work. Remembering the meditation as in the time of conflict doesn't work. Yes, again, you see it's working because you don't have to deal with the issue. But if you don't deal with the issue, you only see the temporary relief because you're running away from the situation. Again, the situation will keep arising. So if you zoom out from what you're doing, you will see that whatever you're doing right now to overcome your negative mind or the negative thinking or fear is not really working. If it's working, it's temporary. So you have to zoom out and ask yourself, is it really working to live your life without the fear? The answer is no. Why? Because every time there's a negative thinking, you're controlling yourself. Controlling itself is a fight. Every time there's a conflict, you're adding layers. We are not investigating why the negative mind comes in the resurface in our mind in the first place, resurface in us in the first place. So if you see it's not working to be free from the mind, then we can change gear from what we are doing to investigating. For me, investigating is the way to figure out the root cause of the negative mind, negative perspective, negative story, the conflict, the fear. So when the negative mind resurfaces in you, next time, don't control it. Don't run away from it. Just be the observer of your negative mind. By the way, when the negative mind comes in you, resurface in you, you can already see that it's coming in you, isn't it? It's resurfacing in you. It's already there. So the awareness in you is already catches the negative mind. And when the negative mind comes in, don't let that fluctuate you. At that point, you ask yourself, why do I have this negative thinking? If you ask why, the why is going to show you the reason behind your negative thinking. There's an answer for your negative thinking. It's just not resurfacing. There's a reason for it. The reason that you don't see it right now until you be part of the investigation. Basically, the negative thinking is coming from the place of false foundation that you have built up for yourself. The false foundation is your conditioning, your belief, your attachment, your fear. Basically, your ingrained belief is the false foundation. Until you figure out the ingrained belief through the investigating your negative mentality, the negative mind is always going to resurface and always going to torture you, always going to create a stress, always going to make you move against the flow of life. So if you don't want to move against and don't want to stress yourself, don't want to go through that, self-torturing approach, then investigating yourself. That means investigating your negative mind and figuring out the root cause of this surface fluctuation. Then again, it's not going to work. So you must investigate. Just reflect in your life. Right now, no matter what you're doing is not working to eliminate the negative mind. Can you see that? You reflect and you know it's not working. No matter what highest knowledge and action you have accumulated to eliminate your negative mind, the negative mind is still there. See this first. If you see this, then we can start the work on how to eliminate the mind, how to eliminate negative mind, that we can live life with ease, live life with peace, live life with awareness, clarity. So this is where the self-inquiry comes in. So what you do today is, we're talking about the negative mind. So you ask yourself, why do I have the negative mind? Why do I have this negative thinking? Why? Just sit with why. And this is the way to trace the mind backward to its root. And once you see the root itself is a belief. That belief is making you attached to your actions and perception further. So you have to work on your root, in dismantling the root until there is no mind is left. And basically this is just one of the aspects of your life that you're working on tracing back. And if you work on this thoroughly, then this work will help you to trace back the other stuff in your life. And basically you have to be thorough in every aspect of your life. When you're thorough in every aspect of your life, that means you're becoming thorough of your mind. You will understand how the mind comes into existence and how the mind becomes the false reality and how we anchor ourselves in it and how it makes us move everywhere and how that is making you suffer. So if you want to see things as it is, self-inquiry is the way. Okay, I hope this video makes sense to you to some extent. And yeah, do some work. Okay, start doing some work. Again, 100% right now, whatever you're doing is not working. If it's working, it's momentary. See that first. Okay, align with self-inquiry. Okay, that's all in this video. Support this channel if you see this is helping you. That's it for today. Okay, see you in the next video. Take care.